This is my 5 out of 6 articles. FDA grants. Oh, sorry. That's not. How inclusion became one of my most popular classes at school. Originally by Jim Paulson, Minneapolis Star Tribune, January 29, 2018. Minneapolis, filtering through a final period physical education class at Wayzata High School in Plymouth, Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota, Minnesota. Students put on heart rate monitors and they mingle quietly until class begins and each finds a partner. The day focuses is tennis. Temporary nets are strung up across gym floors, but first thing first. Partners play catch, then deliver the ball in one bounce. Simple progressive steps follow. Most of the class period is over before physical education instructor Mike Doyle breaks out modified rackets, and they barely get used. To the participants and their families, that seemingly uneventful hour with no sweat involved marked another rewarding afternoon, which has become one of the students' most sought after classes. It's called Unified Physical Education and pairs students with special needs with those of general population. By all accounts, it has been widely successful. Demand for the class has created a waiting list and an after school club. As many as 5 of other high schools in Minnesota have either started or are in the process of starting a similar class. I was part of the first group to take the class last year, and after I took it, it was like, "This is so cool," said junior Mimi Schrader, a startup pointing guard for the Wayzata's girls basketball team. Doyle came up with the idea that he was teaching basketball to a group of students with special needs. After he put up long hours developing a curriculum, the class was added that Wayzata's course catalog last year. The fear of creating a class that no one wanted to take. Doyle said. He needn't have worried. As the year went on, the class grew in popularity primarily with students from the school's general population. Now it's such a high demand that it fills up quickly. Ordinarily intended to have 15 general education students per 10 general education students per 10 special education students. The class exceeds that by few kids each session. Is it a surprise? Yes, and it was definitely fun to see, Doyle said. It's bridging the gap between special education and general student population campus wide. With the class itself as the focus, the influence is obvious. Kids with special needs are sprinkled in with the general education students, mainstreamed in ways that never have been before. You could tell a lot by the school by looking at its lunchroom, Stranger said. Before the class, you see the special kids seating off in their own table, empty chairs around them. Now they're all over the place, chatting with their new friends, and then just one smart of it. That's just one smart part of it. Matthew St. John is a senior who has always been one of the more socially outgoing students with special needs. He plays adaptive sports, hands out waters for the boys basketball team. The addition of the unified PE class has been a vital part of Matthew becoming just a typical student, says his parents, Kevin and Nicole St. John. Kids with special needs need to be very aware of their surroundings. Kids with special needs are very aware of their surroundings. They want to be included. They want to be just like everyone else, Kevin St. John said. Said Nicole. His activities were adapted athletics, but it wasn't until this unified PE class that some of the general ed kids had come to his games to cheer him on, added Kevin. Now he can't go from one classroom to another without 12 people saying hi to him. The enthusiastic response of the general student body has made a unified PE class an unexpected success. Senior Marcus Braun, the member of the Wayzata's boys cross country team that won Class 2A team championship last fall, Brodham has a great uncle with cerebral palsy and knows the importance of giving people with special needs, which is why he took unified PE. He never expected how much he would get in return. I wanted to give back, but I'm getting back a lot too. You learn so much. You hear people in the hall say things about them. You think, why not be friends with them? They have social skills. They talk about the same things we talk about. Maggie Allen, a junior with special needs at Wayzata, and her mom, Penny, credits the class for giving her daughter a chance to experience everyday lifestyle of a high school student. It's teaching my daughter that independence that I never thought she'd have. She wants to be like her friends in the class. She'll get a text and say, "Hey mom, so and so is picking me up and we're going to a movie." And I'm like, "You are? Okay." As a parent, this is not something I thought my child would ever see. It is amazing. This is emotional. Word of the class has spread quickly. Only Wayzata and the Proctor near Dulce offered unified PE class in 2016-2017, but that number is expected to grow by nearly 50 across Minnesota next year. Adina is one school that added unified PE this year. Melanie Pusateri is a co-instructor along Tracy Burgo and and is effusive about what class accomplishes. It is better, much better received than I expected, she said. The responses from the students' population have been amazing. It breaks down barriers I've seen, special needs and general education, kids in the hallway exchanging phone numbers. This has never happened before. With student demand exceeding unavailable class sessions, Strader and a few others formed Club US, Unified Students. The club organizes social get-togethers, including snow tubing exertions that is in the works. As of now, it's nearly 160 students, 130 of them from the juvenile student body. Earlier this month, members put on a choreographed dance routine in the halftime of the girls' basketball team. Students performed all in this together from the movie High School Musical and receiving a standing ovation. A plan is in place to provide fan bus schools co-op to adapt floor hockey games. I don't know if we ever had a fan bus to go to an adaptive sport, Doyle said, but there has been the most rewarding thing to me. How happy the parents are with the special needs kids. How happy the parents of the special needs kids are that their sons and daughters are finally getting included to things like dancing and going to football games and all these daily things that most kids take for granted. Schrader committed last week to play basketball at the U.S. Naval Academy. Her team is currently undefeated and ranked number 2 in Class 4A, but it's unified PE class in Club US that is her passion. I don't think anyone will care 20 years from now how many points I scored against the Hopkins, Schrader said. The coolest thing I will leave with this school, I'm excited to see when I come back where this is and how it's grown. That just shows like what can happen when you put inclusion into something just as simple as PE. It opens up children's minds, it makes them become more open and accepting of people who are different than them, and that's why inclusion is very important.